Someone being hit by a drunk driver in Florida is the kind of call I never get used to. A bartender named Jasmine was driving home near Ybor City after a late shift when a car crossed the center line and hit her head on. The driver stumbled out, smelled like alcohol, and kept saying, "I am fine," while Jasmine sat there shaking and trying to breathe through the chest pain. That crash is not just an accident, it is a choice. I'm Doug Burnetti, a Tampa Bay area personal injury lawyer. I have represented people hurt by DUI crashes for decades, and I want to tell you in plain English what to do if this happens to you or someone you love. Because the steps you take in the first hours and days matter. They matter for your health, for your case, and they matter for whether you actually get paid or you get pushed around by the insurance company. First, why are DUI crashes different? Because impairment changes everything. The crash is often more severe because the drunk driver does not brake. They don't swerve, they drive straight into you. Also, there's usually a criminal process happening at the same time because there's a police investigation. There may be a breath test or a blood test. There may be criminal charges, court dates. The criminal process can help establish what happened, but it does not automatically pay your medical bills. That's the civil side. That's where our firm gets involved. Okay, step one, medical and safety. If you are hit by a drunk driver, call 911. Do not assume you can shake it off. Do not assume you can drive home. Get evaluated. If EMS suggests transport, consider it seriously. The reason is simple. Serious injuries sometimes hide. Concussions hide. We see many mild head injuries that have caused concussions that slowly manifest themselves over time. Internal injuries can hide. Spinal injuries can. And adrenaline lies to you because it covers up these symptoms oftentimes. Also, if you downplay injuries at the scene, insurance will use that later. So be honest about your symptoms. If your chest hurts, say it. Your head hurts, say it. If you feel dizzy, say it. Then follow up. In Florida, PIP insurance coverage is part of the system for many drivers. But PIP is not designed for severe DUI injuries. It is limited. So your medical documentation becomes critical for the larger claims. Step two, evidence. DUI cases have evidence that you want preserved. The police report, any breath or blood test results, field sobriety notes, body cam video, police video, witness statements, dash cam videos, surveillance footage, photos of the scene, and damages. If you're able or someone is with you, take photos of the other driver and the scene, but do it safely. Do not get into a confrontation. Also, get the names and numbers of witnesses. In DUI cases, witnesses matter because they can describe the other driver, the smell of alcohol, the behavior, the statements. Step three, understand the money sources. Here is the truth. Sometimes the drunk driver has minimal insurance. That is infuriating, but it is reality because Florida does not require a person like a drunk driver to carry bodily injury liability coverage. So, to make sure they pay, you need to know what coverage exists. Potential sources include the at-fault driver's auto policy, any umbrella policy, your own uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. And here's the blunt truth. You cannot assume the drunk driver has enough insurance to cover a serious injury. So part of making sure they pay is making sure you are looking at every available policy the right way. This is very important because we at our law firm get a lot of cases where someone went to another law firm, they looked for insurance and didn't find any. They came to us and we were able to find insurance. So it's very important that you make sure you look at every potential source of coverage. Also, you have to preserve evidence early. You document injuries early. And do not let an adjuster steer you into a quick, low-limit settlement before you understand the full picture. You see, when it's a drunk driver involved, insurance companies know that they are probably going to lose and that if it goes to a jury, the jury's probably going to get mad. And if a jury gets mad, they tend to award more damages to the plaintiff, in my experience. Do not assume the criminal case will solve the money problem. The criminal case is about punishment. Your civil claim is about paying for bills, lost income, and what this crash did to your life. In some cases, there can be additional responsible parties depending on the facts. I'm going to keep this high level because every case is different. The key point is you do not want to assume there's only one pot of money. I'll give you a high-level example. We would need to find out who served this person alcohol to the extent that they were unable to drive. In some cases, that can be a bar or a restaurant establishment, who then may have some liability also. Okay, step 4. Avoid the mistakes that shrink your case. Mistake number 1, talking too much to insurance. Adjusters will call quickly. They will sound helpful. They will ask for a recorded statement. If you are injured, get legal advice before you do that. Because once something is recorded, it is used either for you or against you. And you don't want to put yourself into that position without legal consultation first. Mistake number 2, gaps in treatment. If you stop going to your doctor's appointments because you are busy, the insurer says you must be fine. If you miss follow-ups, the insurer says the injury is not serious. Follow your doctor's plan. Mistake number 3, social media. Please do not post the crash. Do not post anything about your injuries. Do not post yourself acting fine. I know it sounds silly, but I have seen cases damaged by one photo. I'll give you an example. I represented a gentleman who had severe back injuries, had 2 back surgeries, and he was trying his best to go on a vacation with his family. So he went to a lake and was on a boat with his family. And he showed up in social media smiling with his daughter on a boat in his bathing suit. Sounds innocent, and it was innocent. The insurance company made that exhibit number 1 at the trial, trying to show that he was fine. Mistake number 4, taking the first quick offer. DUI cases create pressure. People want closure. Families want the medical bills handled. And insurance companies know that. They will sometimes offer money fast to buy peace cheap. Do not rush. In serious injury cases, you do not know the full impact in the first week. And one thing that I know from personal experience is that when there's a DUI involved, jurors tend to award more money, and insurance companies know that because jurors usually get mad about drunk drivers. Step 5, understand the timeline. The criminal case and the civil claim move on different tracks. The criminal case may take time. Your civil claim may also take time. Patience matters, but so does action. You want evidence preserved early. You want medical care documented early. You want the right insurance notified properly. Now let me add a mid-script engagement beat here. If you could change one thing about DUI enforcement in Florida, what would it be? More checkpoints, harsher penalties, or faster license suspensions? Comment one of those options in the comments below. I'd be curious to see how other citizens feel about that. One last practical tip. Keep a simple folder for everything. ER paperwork, follow-up visits, prescriptions, receipts, tow bills, rental car costs, and missed work notes. In DUI cases, the paperwork pile grows fast, and the people who stay organized usually have a cleaner claim. And I will end with this. If you are hit by a drunk driver, do not carry the burden alone. It's traumatic enough knowing that somebody under the influence, out of control, slammed into you. Get medical care. Protect the evidence. Get a straight answer about coverage. Because the last thing you need is to be injured and then get financially crushed on top of it. If a drunk driver hurt you in Tampa Bay or any of the surrounding counties, and you want to know how to make sure you get the right insurance to pay, call Burnetti, PA. We've been handling these types of cases for over 30 years. And comment this: should DUI penalties in Florida be tougher? Yes or no? See you in the next video.